la linda Petrona, clavel de Tehuantepec, rosa de Castilla en rama y Petrona, cortada al amanecer. Rosa de Castilla en rama y Petrona, cortada al amanecer. En el jardín del amor, ay Petrona, se para un pájaro a ver. En el jardín del amor, ay Petrona, se para un pájaro a ver. Después de picar la flor, ay Petrona, no quiso permanecer.
The main focus of the rituals of Dia de los Muertos are the ofrendas. That is, the offering altars erected in homes and over the graves by family members. These are laden with gifts, with the hope that they will attract the dead to visit their living family. The placement of religious images, incense, and lit candles represent the sacred, the supernatural realm, and the supplications of the devout. Photos of the deceased and their offerings of food and drink acknowledge life after death. Organic elements refer to the earth and its forces of regeneration. The marigold flowers, the cempasúchil, the sacred flower of the dead since pre-Hispanic times, decorate the ofrenda. Its strong scent and color are believed to attract the spirits to their offering altars. The altars and their contents reflect pre-conquest indigenous and European Christian influences. The sugar skulls decorated with icing are placed as sugary treats for the dead, but they also symbolize the sweetness of death.
This is the altar of the Dia de los Muertos committee, and our object that we created this year is the Tree of Life. And the Tree of Life goes back to pre-Columbian times, and as you can see, in each one of them has a history. The Tree of Life begins with birth, and it ends with death, but death is really rebirth.
So this year, as Annette said earlier, our committee got together and made trees of life. Every member of the committee made their own vision of the tree of life based on the historical aspects of the tree of life and the pre-Columbian beliefs that death is really a rebirth. And if you notice, every one of the trees of life is different.
Alicia made this altar, and she inspired us, all the committee members, to take the Tree of Life theme. And so this redwood burl came to me as an offering, and it was offering for women. Well, it was already made in lots of ways. I just helped to clean it up and to sculpt out what doesn't belong. And so I sculpted out, the interior was already there. It's honoring women, and these healing burls are part of it. The burls, and it can be touched, and so that people can take an offering from the left hand, petals that were donated by the city of Oakland Rose Garden, and some of my petals as well from my garden, and make an offering to women, in healing women. Healing your mothers, your grandmothers, healing any relationship or any unmanifested dreams of the womb.
candles light the way to the ofrenda and represent the life lived. They create a secret space.
Las velas iluminan el camino a la ofrenda y representan la vida vivida. Las velas crean un espacio sagrado.
Inteteoina, inteteoita, inhuehueteo, dintlaxico ono, inxotetzacualto, imaquito, inxotetuatzica.
Right now, what we have created here is a teaching altar. And what it means is that it gives an opportunity for people to see up close what kind of items go on an ofrenda or on an altar. And this one is specifically created for children so that they can get to touch. Most of the ofrendas that we have are created by artists and community members. But this one is, we want to make sure that kids can touch the toys that we have. For example, things that we grew up with, playing with. There is the food, they have little piñatitas. This is how to make tortillas the old-fashioned way. And these are kids' toys, but nevertheless represents what it's typical.
Death and life unite. The living unite with the dead. It's one thing. That we acknowledge the existence of life after death, because by putting the foods for the dead, we are nourishing our loved ones in their new life. So you can see that unity of life and death, that we do not give up. Traditionally, we do not break the bonds of our loved ones, our family loved ones, that we sustain them. The communal celebration of the Feast of Dia de los Muertos became part of U.S. barrio existence as a product of the Chicano or Mexican American civil rights movement of the 1960s and 70s. This movement spurred Mexican Americans or Chicanos to acknowledge their Mexican ancestors and reclaim their Mexican cultural heritage. Dia de los Muertos traditions were transformed to accommodate urban environments. Artists and community worked together, arranging communal altars and ceremonies such as street processions, exhibitions, and theatrical presentations. Recognizing the power of these traditions for enriching our lives, Latino communities are sharing these traditions with other peoples as a means of developing greater multicultural unity and promoting an understanding that these traditions advocate respect for family, life, and promote an understanding that death is part of life.
You make me un poco loco, un poquitito loco, estoy adivinando qué quieres decir cuando ya se estoy esperando. Me he vuelto un poco loco, un poquitito loco.
The papel picado, the tissue paper banners, serves as decoration for the ofrendas. They add a festive and colorful mood to the ofrenda. These sheets of papel picado are created with designs that are punched out with chisels of different shapes and sizes, and a hammer. A pattern is laid above the tissue paper. Then, with chisel and hammer, the designs are punched out.
year we come here to honor the victims of war. Not just here in the U.S., but all over the world. There are many casualties, victims, not only soldiers, but the families of soldiers. And we come here every year to honor those who have fallen, and also friends of ours who have fought in the war and are not known. So by doing this altar, we hope that we bring awareness that all wars are bad. Doesn't matter if you think you're the winner. Even if you win, you lose because a lot of lives are lost. And with this altar, we just want to bring awareness that we don't want wars. Make love, not war.
Para mi pueblo querido, porque ya no puedo más, porque yo no puedo más vivir así como vivo. Si por pobre me desprecias, yo concedo razón, yo concedo razón. Si por pobre me desprecias, yo no te ofrezco riquezas, yo ofrezco mi corazón, yo ofrezco mi corazón.
We're from Lambda Theta Alpha Land Sorority Incorporated. We are a national Latino organization, and this altar is dedicated to what women lose as a result of sexual assault. So as you can see on the altar, we have a graduation cap, we have stethoscopes, books, rulers, chains, to represent dolls, to represent everything that at every point in a woman's life, whether you're a child or a working woman, that sexual assault can occur.
I am doing a tree of life. The Katrina is the tree, and the women that I do groups, I do domestic violence group and trauma group. Did the hands, which are the leaves of the tree. The right hands are the green leaves that have everything that they want to hold on to, and the leaves that are falling down are the things that they want to let go of.
Petronita de mi vida, Petronita mi adorada, Petronita de mi vida, Petronita mi adorada. No te quiero por bonita y Petrona, sino por mujer honrada. No te quiero por bonita y Petrona, sino por mujer honrada.